If you thought the best idea was to keep your blowtorch away from your fabrics, you're totally wrong. Project Runway All Stars after show starts now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes, our theme song. Yeah.
We're back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Project Runway All Stars Season 6, Episode 2, After Show for AfterBuzz TV. What did you guys think of the episode tonight?
It was definitely a step up from last week.
Yeah.
We really needed that.
For sure. I was pretty impressed. They stepped it up.
Yeah,
Like, we
they
needed
did.
that. Hey guys, I'm your host, Michael Shirley, and you can find me online at Michael X Shirley on Twitter and Instagram, and meet my lovely ladies.
Hi, I'm Hanna Bee. You can find me at Hanna Bee Tucker.
And I'm Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _. And we also have our live chat going on. So if you guys have questions or want to say anything about the outfits, put in your advice, log in, let us know.
Yeah, we love hearing what you guys have to say. We've got Michelle missing this week,
Yeah.
so I got a little more arm room. I don't
know.
have Hannah
I feel
hovering
like
on
Michelle
me.
would have loved this episode.
Yeah.
It's totally her too.
yeah.
It is her
Yeah, she would
aesthetic
have.
completely.
So yeah, shout out to you, Michelle Uberest. We're thinking about you. You got a little bit of a cold, but she should be back here next week.
Oh yeah.
Damsels in Distress. Name of our episode this week. The designers were given $200 to create post-apocalyptic. That's how you say it. Just
Yeah, that's the
there was
correct
no
way.
one on the cast that could say it. I don't know if it's 'cause, like I'm a comic book person.
Apocalyptic?
I love that. That was so
Apocalypse.
funny. I'm gonna start saying
Yeah,
that now.
post-apocalyptic fashion look and a survivor story behind the look, which I felt was like totally missing until the end. I was like, where did this person come from? You know, I was expecting them to give like a whole spiel about it, but they only did that with the best and worst designers.
True.
We were pretty bummed a little bit last week. We were kind of like, oh gosh, is it going to be like this all season?
Yeah.
But they did step it up a little bit. Don't know that I quite agreed with everything the judges had to say
Some
tonight.
things, yeah. Some
But
things.
some things I did very much agree. Because we saw Kelly went home tonight, and I definitely agreed with that.
I didn't agree with that, right?
I
don't
was
think-
really sad that she left.
too.
Actually, I was not expecting that. I thought that they would keep her longer for
I thought
sure.
so too. When they said Kelly, I was like, what? I was literally looking
I
at the
was
screen like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
You looked like you were gonna cry.
I almost was gonna
You were
cry.
getting
This is
really
episode
emotional.
2.
I don't know what you had for that.
It's
I don't
just
even
she's
know
so
how to
different.
describe that woman.
I mean, that's the thing. She just brings creativity to the table, and she has such a big imagination that it's quirky, it's fun, it's got sparkle, it's got life. I just wanted to see more. It's
I
kind
can't really take her seriously.
of why?
It's just like the fishnets on her head and like the
her
backwards. Yeah, today she had like
What?
that fishnet like bandana. It looked like she
Oh.
cut off her.
I like it. I appreciate it because it's different, and I like seeing I like not really knowing what she's gonna put out there, and I think that's what I appreciate about her. So.
Well,
we'll get
we'll
into
get
over
into
here.
that dress. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the looks. There wasn't a whole lot of story this time. It was very much just into the looks. First up, we have Candice, who, oh man, you guys kind of liked this, didn't
Yeah.
you?
I didn't hate it.
Oh.
It kind of reminded me of Beetlejuice a little bit with
Yeah.
the pants, and that kind of made it a little costumey for me, which I didn't like that part of it, but I like the volume in the top and how it kind of accentuates her waist, and you know, there's that difference between the volume and then like the skinny pant leg.
Yeah. I like this, the top part and how it's low. It's not too low, but it's just the perfect amount, and it's just wrapped up. It's kind of like when you use a coat as like a dress or a top, and
Like
you
a
just
wrap
wrap
dress.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the volume just gave it more life. I saw a story to this, and I wanted to know a little bit more.
Well, what was the story to this? Where did this woman come from? I didn't even hear
I
her
don't think they
say.
said.
They
She
didn't
didn't
say.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they made a whole thing about that story, which I felt like was to make sure that the designers weren't like bullshitting their their items down the runway.
Right.
But they really didn't make much of that because I feel like half of these things I might have liked or given another star.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if I knew what it was going on.
I feel like all the outfits that we do see and like hear stories for, like I can see it, like I can picture it, and I think that makes a big difference. I don't know, like did they even come up?
Yeah,
Maybe
but
they-
there was also that whole like time where if they would say their story, then you would get it, and it'd be like, oh, it's a little too costumey for me. You know, like there's some looks in there that do look
Yeah.
too costumey, and they just don't represent the creativity of the story.
I can
I
think
didn't
of
like
one.
this look at all. I wrote mess with 5 S's and I gave it 1 star. It is
Oh,
horrible to me. It looks like everything was sewn backwards. Like the hems were all on the outside instead of the inside, and like little strings hanging everywhere. And I get the challenge is supposed to be
Hot mess.
Like a
like
mess.
distressed or
Yes.
whatever. But I think there's a difference between like distressed, like crappy homeless people clothing.
Like a put together mess.
Crappy homeless.
Yeah, like this looks like something like a homeless person found like in a dumpster, and they like had some kind of like
Really?
some sort of like personal style to
not
themselves.
that bad.
Wrapped
I
themselves up
know.
with it.
There's
I don't
another
know.
one that looks like a trash bag that we're gonna get into.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
think
yeah.
that looks more.
I didn't
what you're
like
talking about.
this. What did you guys give it? I know you liked it, Mayte.
Yeah, I gave this a 4 stars.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I
did
gave
you
it
give?
2. I gave 2.
Okay.
Oh,
Like I
We're more on
didn't
the
love
same
it,
page
but I
then.
like I can justify what she did there, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe
this-
I
this
could if I
was-
knew where the woman was coming from.
Yeah, I think that would help a lot.
I really like this one.
Next up, we have Shar. Another 1 star for me. I was thinking they might send her home for
I
this.
thought so too.
I really thought she was gonna go home. It's way
Yeah.
too costumey.
The whole fire department thing, I think one of the designers said it best when they were like, I think if it was a fireman, they probably have burn holes in their clothes. Like, no burns, and they had blowtorches.
Yeah.
Just kind
Yeah.
of like,
It's like what happened?
Could have done
there?
some really fun stuff to that, like suspender thing going on. That would have worked really fun with a blowtorch because that would have messed.
Oh,
You know, it would have gone all
cool.
crazy, and
I
you would have gotten a
agree.
totally different effect than anything.
The yellow makes it look like a firefighter look. And then I
That
think
does.
Georgina said it that the back,
things
the
on the
letters, the letters on the
Party
back,
City.
very party
Party
I
city.
like that
That's
she
not a
said
compliment.
that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I said about RuPaul's look at the
Oh, you did.
Golden Globes
did
last
that,
year. And y'all were like, Party
checkered
City.
look.
I'm like the store?
Yeah.
This looks like finals week at Fit'em.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
even our engineer Steven is not having
It just looks like a measuring tape wrapped around her
Yeah,
neck, and she's like in her pajamas to roll up for the last exam.
She rolled out of bed.
But
rolled-
Isaac Mizrahi loved the train.
I was gonna say the train
So
pants.
innovative.
Yeah, he
So
said he
I
had
was like,
never.
what?
Yeah, he's been
I like
around
those a
for
lot.
a really long time. I think his fashion house started in the early '70s, and for him not to have seen a pant with trains, I mean, you could just go look at Jinko jeans, 1990s, and you see
Yeah.
pants with trains.
It's just
But-
bell bottoms with the train.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that credit was a little undeserved because I don't think it was innovative. I think it was different.
Different.
But
I
it's
think-
not something we've never seen before. All fashion has been done before. It's all about how you pair it. And, you know, Karl Lagerfeld's been saying that for like 10 years. Like, everything's been done. It's just about what you match with everything else. And that very much looked like a costume. Like, you could wear that to a Halloween party and be like, this
I
is
made
like a
this.
chic,
High
handcrafted
Firefighter look.
costume.
Yeah.
1 star. Sorry, Shar.
I gave 2 because I would like to see the pants done with maybe something that's not so costumey. I like the pants, so I would like to see that again.
Maybe see the pants without the ripped up stuff in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Something more classy and chic that you can pull off, you know, at an event or something like that.
I also would have wished she did all kinds of distressing that were like different forms.
Yeah.
I
it
wish she
didn't
just stuck with
match.
one.
Yeah.
I agree. And that's what Alyssa Milano, I think, said. She's like, I don't know what's going on now.
Right.
Yeah.
Down on the pant legs.
She could have done something super cool with the top. Like, the bottoms are a statement, right? Because she did something different. But that top, like, she could have done something so different.
Like throwing it away.
Yeah. No.
The what?
I like her I guess the fabric that she uses on her hand.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. So I just give this 1 star.
Same here. Next up, we have my favorite look of the night, Helen.
Ew.
I gave this
Okay.
5 stars. you
Wow.
guys. This
Wow,
is
that's
what
unheard
I
of.
thought all the designers should have been aiming for. Because I thought this looked very high fashion. I could see this coming down a runway for a big name Paris Fashion Week designer and being sold as clothing that someone would actually. Mayte.
Oh no, I'm
Jeez.
laughing at what I put.
Oh, okay. You're just laughing.
No, I put Ice Queen from Mars. Like
Okay.
Mars.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
I can see Mars.
Kind of
Or
dusty,
like a
Dooney.
very,
yeah.
like walking in the on the
And
planet
I like
or
the
something.
styling of the hair that way. That really
is.
took me to a place, and I felt like that could have been a character in a movie, like a Mad Max kind of thing. And the distressing was done tastefully. It was like
There's like layers
not just
in there.
holes. It was
Exactly.
making a pattern. And
Exactly.
it wasn't just I have to mess this up. It looked like intentional.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else, for the most part, looked like everyone was like, all right, well, let's rip it up.
Yeah,
It wasn't
and
really
that's-
incorporated as to look distressed.
That's what really made this work too, is that it still looks like fashion and you can still wear it. It's not like you're embarrassed to walk out in it or anything like that. I think she really embodied what the judges were looking for and did a great job with it.
I was really shocked to not see her in the best.
That was one
Yeah,
thing
that
too
was-
that I was gonna say. I was shocked to not see it, but as soon as she walked out, I did feel like, okay, where is this distressed? Like where is this? How does this look like an apocalyptic look? And then when they zoomed in,
Yeah.
I could see the detail, and I was like, oh, I
Right.
get it. Like the distressing, and they just zoomed in, and it was a lot different than looking at it from far away.
And just
So-
even the way the things kind of like swept over her shoulder, it just all of it together kind of is this whole look that looks natural instead of like forced. Felt a lot of them forced it.
Haley on our live chat says, I agree. I thought this dress embodied what I thought of as futuristic distressed fashion.
Yeah, I could totally see this for sale for like $4,000 for like a
Pretty
Prada
Yeah.
Margiela.
I
Really
agree.
cool. What did you guys give this look?
I gave it 4.
Okay, Mayte?
I gave it 4 too.
All right.
Good.
Ah!
The way you were laughing over there,
Oh,
I was
because-
like, are you mocking
No,
me?
because I put Ice Queen from Mars, and I was like, what did I even mean when I put that? Like,
Looks more like a sand
see it.
queen to me.
or a sand queen.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's the hair that just made
Yeah,
me think
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Ken. And this look I gave 3 because I want to know the story and I don't know the story. It looks like she killed a whole bunch of people and walked over them and she got their blood all over the bottom of the dress. The distressing in the middle was a little awkward for me.
I was that
Off-putting.
same thing. It, like the yellow, I don't get it.
The yellow kind of angered me. I didn't understand where that came
Ooh,
from either.
angered
It
ya.
angered me, actually. it knocked off a couple stars for me.
too.
So.
It just kind of, it was very Carrie,
Oh,
like,
Carrie Bradshaw.
You
no!
think so?
Oh.
I was like, this is not
I
Carrie
was like,
Bradshaw.
really?
Like Carrie, like the horror movie.
Yeah. I was like, this is not Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh my God, what
Art,
year were you
high
born?
fashion.
What year were you born?
93.
Okay, you're forgiven. All right, Carrie, Sissy Spacek.
Carrie, okay. Got it.
What did you rate this?
I gave it 3.
3. Mm-hmm. What about you?
I
Mayte?
gave this 2. I said the middle portion
Ooh.
looks weird and yellow. I wasn't a fan of the white. I know where he was going with the bottom portion of it, but it just, I don't know. I wasn't really getting it.
It's like a bad bridal. It's
Yeah.
like you killed your husband.
Yeah,
kind of
kind
bridal
of.
dress.
I feel like he just needed to bring the look together somehow, and there's that missing element in there that's not making it cohesive enough for me. Like, I don't like the different colors. I think if he did more burning, what's the blowtorch,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of focused on that would have looked really cool.
Well, I don't know. I think it's better than some of the ones that we had, but yeah, this only got 3 for me just because I say it's okay for the challenge you did. Not gonna win any points over with me though. Next up, we've got Kelly, which shows there are definitely worse outfits out there. And this isn't Kelly.
I think this is Kimberly.
Oh, sorry. I was getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Kimberly. Yeah. I
It
love the
really
bust on this outfit. The rope detailing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Really? You like
But
it?
like everything else, I hated.
Okay.
It's too much black on black.
There's too much
feel-
going on.
yeah.
It lost me while looking at this piece. It's like she wanted to go one direction, then another, and
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
The rope looked kind of weird with the black. I think maybe if it was like dark navy blue and felt more like sailorish, maybe kind of like
Sailor,
would have
like-
been cool with like maybe a dip dyed kind of like ombre distressing where it looked kind of like saltwater.
Yeah.
It kind of messed
It's
it
too
up.
pretty.
That top reminded me of like Xena, the warrior
You
princess.
didn't like
Oh.
the rope bustier?
I did. That's why I
bust?
said it reminded me of Xena. Very like.
Oh, and you say that in a good way.
I say that in a good way. I used to watch. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Xena. But it just reminded me of that. But this portion was the only thing I liked. The bottom,
Yeah,
I
same.
didn't really understand it.
Very
the shoes?
warrior-like.
Yeah, the shoes are leopard. I didn't understand that either.
Oh.
That totally threw me off as
You
well.
can blame Intermix for that.
Yeah, I almost wonder if she just
Better
ran
than
out of
a
shoe
JCPenney
choices.
wall.
I'm.
Can I just
Thank
say?
you. Thank
Yes,
you. Thank
we're
you.
very pleased for Intermix this season. JCPenney kind of had us, I don't know,
Confused.
unhappy.
Shaking our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up here is Kelly that I was just talking about. Super bad Ice Queen was
That's a
her
good
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
thing. I thought this was the worst thing on the runway. So did the judges. Sent her home. I put a big sad face by her name. And I wrote, "This sucks," with an X instead of a CKS.
I love Kelly, but I'm confused because at first she's like, yeah, it's an ice queen, and then she heats up and she
Destroys the world.
Destroys the world with the fire, but I don't see the fire in this. And I think, again, sticking to your story, and then that helps us see the outfit and the look, and I think she kind of went off of that, and we kind of lost it a little
I think
bit.
she just wanted to make a raver look and worked the whole ice cream thing into it.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. It does kind of look along
Or
those
she just
lines.
focused so much time on that bodice that she kind of lost time. I mean, you just have 10 hours to do this.
I hated that
There's-
texture.
I didn't mind it.
I mean,
Me either.
you got to say, well, she did create that, so that's cool that she created something. But if you create something and spend a lot of time on something that's ugly, was it worth it?
I don't think it's necessarily ugly. I think
It looked like a stuffed animal that had been like
No,
gnawed
not that
away over the
bad.
year by like moths.
No.
You know, it was like,
It
Not
was,
at all.
yeah, it was a lot of detail going into that bodice, and she wanted people to focus on that specifically. But just the bottom portion for me, I was like, I was a little bit confused on that. And then, as Georgina said, like, don't focus so much on accessories, like, focus more on the outfit. So
those headphones reminded me of the very first season of Project Runway, Jay McCarroll. I don't know if you remember, he put headphones on every single model that walked on. He won.
Really?
He ended up winning it.
Oh,
But,
so it worked for him
wow.
then.
Didn't work for her.
Alright.
He had really cool, like, clunky headphones that he, like, spray painted to
Did he-
be the same color as the
Oh.
outfit.
So just his thing.
But that was like that looks like something you get at Claire's on sale
Oh, I don't know.
in the winter holiday
I
department.
don't necessarily.
I just don't hate it.
Me either. I don't,
I don't
hate
hate it.
Well, good thing y'all ain't on Project Runway. 'Cause
No!
They might have kicked y'all off by now.
We appreciate your creativity, Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep doing you, girl.
We understand you.
We get
All
you.
right. Kelly, you got a couple fans out here, but
Come out here. We got
Yes.
only two. All right. Next up, we have Amanda's long underwear with sleeping bag attached attire.
The crotch in this was really long, and it just like there's so
Got
much
that
going
long crotch.
on, and it didn't quite fit her right. I was not a fan of this. I gave it 1.5 stars.
I had to give it 2 stars because
did.
nothing could be worse than Kelly's.
Oh,
stop.
you're just hating on Kelly.
I gave this a 1 star. I do like the shawl, I guess, or cover that
Do
she
you?
used. I do. I think it does tell a story more than that bodysuit and the color. Like, just I can't see it. I'm like, no, It's just not working.
If she was going for Native American, I would understand it and probably like it more. I think it looks...
It's very like flannel sleeping, like flannel pajamas with your sleeping bag
Like a Christmas,
to me.
yeah.
I don't know.
So
I
nice
could
to me.
kind of, like, maybe in some world, I could kind of see this being, like, on a high fashion runway, but I don't see anyone buying it.
I'm not a fan of that.
I don't see
Color.
either.
It's like, artisanal LL
Artisanal.
Bean.
Oh, God.
like,
Like pajamas.
like North Face.
That costs like
with
thousands.
Kintaro.
Yeah.
Like Kintaro for
Kintaro.
North Face
Oh
or
my
something
gosh.
weird like
yeah,
that.
and it'll cost $2,000 just for that.
Yeah. Really, really kind of strange. But I do see that Native American
Yeah.
thing
You
you're
do? I
saying,
do.
but I don't know that that was intentional.
I don't think
or
I don't think it
anything.
was, actually.
Might just be because of the styling of the
The
model with the
distressing of
hair and
them.
the skin tone. I don't know. But yeah, none of us were big fans of this. I gave it 2 because, like I said, better than Kelly's. It
Yeah.
didn't take much.
I gave this.
You guys?
1.5.
1.5.
1.5.
Something about it. Give it that extra.
Yeah, just a little extra. half.
Michelle's the queen of half stars.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Next up, we have got Ari. Thought this look was kind of safe.
It's too safe. I feel like a lot of her looks are things that I've seen before, and I want to see something different, especially on All Stars, something that I haven't seen before, something that stands out.
It looks like it's actual fire. The color.
It's
and
good,
then-
though.
Yeah, the fire. I mean, the
in-
color does, yeah.
In juxtaposition with this
Yeah.
challenge, it's good.
The only thing is I'm not a fan of the top part.
leather?
because
Top
it
part's
just
sewn
looks-
kind of funny. It's kind of like asymmetrical, it looks, and if it's not, like it was like right
just
here where
can't
it
tell if
could
it's on
be.
purpose
I
or
couldn't
not.
tell.
Yeah, I couldn't
mean,
tell if it was an accident or on purpose.
Yeah, it was just very basic to me, but I do like it from the waist down. And I don't think she went overboard with
No.
the burning.
I think that the middle, that little middle beat bleach
Yeah.
part was kind of cool.
It
I mean, it
gave it
doesn't really show up very
definition.
well like in 2D, but like as she was like walking, you know, it looked nice.
It was flowing nicely too with the tail, and I think it was just perfect. I couldn't see this dress being short. I think it
No.
appreciated being long.
Yeah.
Her story also went really well. I feel like the story kind of like made it for me because I could see, you know, tectonic plates, all the volcanoes are erupting, and you know the only people that survived it are the people that can tame the fire, and I could see that in her, and that we don't have a picture of the jacket on, but with
Oh,
it
yeah.
on, it had this kind of like Asian feel
Yeah.
to it that I thought was really fun. That I got kind of like a Hawaiian island like master
vibes.
of like
It looked...
kung fu, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Fire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Hawaiian fighter. I don't know.
it
Yeah.
looked more expensive with the jacket on. I wish she left it on a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
To
when
be
she
honest.
Yeah, she should have
yeah.
taken it off when she came all the way to the middle, and they have that
Yeah.
roundabout now, so they
Yeah.
can have a better look at all the outfits. I gave it 4 stars.
You did?
I did.
Oh yeah, I gave it 4 stars
I
too.
gave it 1.
Oh wow!
I wasn't
What
like
is-
a total
wait,
fan of this
Wait,
one.
what is the big? Wait, what happened?
I think personally, I'm not really a fan of Ari's aesthetic. I'm not really a fan of tie-dye, and if it's something also that I've seen before, I'm kind of disappointed, and I just want to see something different. If she kept the jacket on, I think I would have given it more stars.
Well, the jacket's there.
It needs to be on. But also this dress, a lot of her pieces I'm noticing, they look so much better when it's flowing, when it's moving. And I think that element, like, you need that to really appreciate the dress as well.
I agree, definitely. Any final thoughts about this one, you guys?
Nope.
All right, next up we have a 1-star look from Joshua. I think this looks cheap and crafty, and I almost like it less than Kelly's. It's really, really hard.
Wow.
But that bullseye thing, it was
It's
like
too-
handmade. He like drew that bullseye, and it
Okay.
looked really.
It's just too
bad.
literal for me. I would have liked to seen it in maybe like more of like a faded look, and then what if it was kind of dripping down like a piece of art almost.
And how
I think-
dramatic! You survive a paintball match. The end of the world.
I didn't think of it like that.
I didn't focus so much on that, but that jacket to me, I really, really like it. It's a vinyl jacket.
The jacket I
Yes.
like.
It's
I
like you
do.
can just pair that with something so simple and it's gonna stand out. Let me tell you,
Yeah, and
vinyl
it's gonna
jackets,
turn
it's gonna
yellow
be a
in
thing.
2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't matter.
It
You'll rock
was a
it.
thing. It's over.
No,
They
it's
always
coming
come back
back.
around.
The
Burberry.
clear.
I just showed you a
The-
picture today of Burberry.
The clear is coming back.
It's
The
still
clear
around, but it's not
vinyl.
new.
It's not new, but he pulled it off with this outfit, and he just made it work with that
People just don't
dress.
wear that stuff because it turns yellow.
Right,
It
but
turns yellow
why
in
would
the
you
course
want to wear
of months.
something like more than 2 months? Like
Okay,
we're talking
Paris
fashion
Hilton.
here.
All right, all
Why
right,
are you
all
gonna want to
right.
wear? You know, you just save
I agree.
it for next generation. You
Consign
know,
it.
yeah.
Make some money off of it.
This is just so different to me than just using typical fabric and
What
making
did you
something
give
work.
this look?
I gave this look 5 stars.
You kidding?
No, I didn't. I mean, no, I'm serious. I really did. You know what it is?
We're looking
This
at the
is-
same picture.
Yeah. This gave to me a story, and I know the bullseye is a little too much,
Okay.
but it works for me.
Survived the paintball tournament.
Yeah. And it's fun. I feel like it's fun
Death-defying.
to do. And then the dripping of wax was like,
'Cause
okay.
That was actually cool.
That's really like.
It is cool.
It was clever.
I
And the
hated
backpack.
that
You liked the
anyone
backpack.
used that.
Didn't you like the backpack?
And the backpack.
He didn't make the backpack.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
matter,
he like
added
How do
the
you not make
backpack
it?
to it.
he added like a little strap so you could hook your bag onto it.
Oh,
But I
you
liked
liked it.
I liked the
You did.
I liked the idea that I wouldn't have to hold my bag, but I could
lie.
strap it
I
on my
know.
back.
Yeah.
And then everyone can see it. I don't know. I
Well,
hate this. I'm sorry,
I
but
gave
I'm
it-
glad you like it.
I did.
I gave it 3, but only for
What?
the coat.
What
Only
is
for the
wrong?
coat.
Okay.
Nothing's
The
wrong
coat.
with it.
You guys like the coat.
Yeah,
I
okay.
do like
We
the
do.
coat.
All right. Murr Lane next.
We are totally moving
They
on.
loved this. The judges loved this outfit. I thought it was a gunky, melted, tarry mess.
Wow. I actually really like this. This was one of my favorites.
I do like the 3D
And the backs
format.
even worse.
That's-
The 3D was really
It
clever.
looks really stiff when
I liked
she's
the
walking.
story. I liked the fact that, she's like, this is a map. This dress is a map. And I liked that. But that was all I liked.
I'm also a fan of her aesthetic because it's so futuristic and very structured, and I love that about it. I think I would have changed the dress to make it maybe a little bit tighter to be flattering,
It
taken
looked
in.
too tight though.
Really?
Yeah, it looked a little
thought-
stiff when she
Well,
was
tell us
walking.
what you think.
I thought it was like in the wrong places.
Can't.
She could have taken it in just to make it look a little bit more fitting, in the right way, maybe like certain places. I don't
What
know.
looked bad? Like, what looked over exaggerated to you?
It might have. I mean, maybe it was just the angle, but there was a point where
The
it kind of
button
looked.
bust looked kind of.
Maybe that's what it was, but it just looked a little bit too. Like it just didn't fit her. Just didn't fit her. But that's
Like, she
also
was
part
kind
of
of
the
like
stiff.
scooting around in it.
A little bit.
I would have
But I
appreciated this
still
in a
liked it.
different color. Maybe
What
just
color is that?
Like red, not red. never mind.
maybe a red or like
White.
maybe like I don't know, something just
Mm-hmm.
or maybe just outline a little the fact that this was 3D dimensional. Maybe add some sort of
She kept saying
lining.
3D.
Oh, I
3D.
like that
I
idea.
don't
It would-
really see it as 3D.
There was certain like shapes
Like a pop-up
that she
card.
that she cut
Yeah.
out that made it look kind of like futuristic a little bit.
I mean, Kenya did that Project Runway season 16, like everything. She didn't call it 3D.
It wasn't like this though.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That was
Yeah, it was
different,
more.
I think.
It was more.
But I like the idea of outlining it because everything 3D, it's like the red and the blue and it's contrasting. And I think if she added a little line, it would make it stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I think
more.
so. I think that's the only thing, but
I
it was
couldn't.
different.
I couldn't see this on a real runway. That's just me.
Sad. I gave it 4 stars.
What about you?
I gave it 3.
3.
I switched
Okay.
from 2 to 3.
I'll take it.
Where's Michelle? Okay. Next we have.
Oh man.
Next up, we have Fabio, which I thought if you're gonna like a clearish kind of coat, this is probably the better one to like. Although I did write messy Manhattan golf caddy.
What?
It's that hat, I think.
It's the
Oh,
hat.
the hat. I wasn't a fan of the hat. I think it took away from the rest of the look.
It looked like she was ready to go to a safari. Like, just
Something
the
like that.
hat and
Yeah.
wasn't a fan
You
of this
you bring
outfit.
your visor on safari.
Oh, totally. All the time. That's what I always bring with me.
I gave it 2 stars because I thought that it was like a slightly better version of Joshua's outfit.
Do you guys see the distressing, though, in this?
In the top, I was asking myself the same thing, and it's like melted in the top. Like,
Oh, it
that's
is?
it. The rest of it, I actually really like, but it's almost too pretty.
I think it's more about unfinished than like actual like holes and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think it was like a requirement you had to have a hole.
Just distressing somehow, but I really appreciate the layering. I wasn't a fan of the pattern though. I think it just
think
kind of
that's what-
took away from it.
Yeah, I think that for me, too.
For me, that's what elevated it.
Really.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot chicer than a hand-drawn target.
I don't think so.
What do they say in the chat? Is anyone on my team here?
No, they're agreeing with me.
They all
I'm
agree with
kidding.
you?
I'm
It is your
kidding,
computer.
No, they haven't commented on that
Okay.
outfit.
Okay.
Well, how many stars did you guys give this?
3.
I gave this 3, too.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not understanding where you guys are coming up with
We're
these
not
decisions.
meeting eye to eye.
Yeah,
in this
usually-
Not agreeing
episode.
today.
Usually I get
Yeah.
it, but I feel like you're giving like crappier versions of other outfits with more
You're just
stars.
mean. You're just really
You
mean.
have to agree with what I said. Next up, we have
That look.
Edmonds. This is another 2-star look for me. I couldn't find any distressing on the next outfit.
Wrote that, too. I don't see the
Oh.
The
distress.
shape was cool,
yeah.
but I couldn't see anything like wrong with it.
was-
Well, when I mean wrong, you know.
Like it's not. It's like too pretty almost.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
see
too nice looking.
post-apocalypse in it.
It was
either.
also super short
Yeah,
on one of the legs, and
it
I
was
didn't like that. It was a little too short.
Has said no one ever. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
where you go.
Yeah, I love a short dress. I mean, I only gave this 2 stars because I didn't feel like they followed the rules really, and it was thoughtful.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
This thing on the shoulder, this definition up here, kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like an outfit.
Totally.
Just because it's so just
crazy.
there in your face. Yeah.
I was getting kind of Hunchback of Notre Dame vibes.
Oh no. No.
Quasimodo.
It
It was on the shoulder.
was on the
so
shoulder,
I think
yeah.
it's okay.
Well, what did you guys give this look?
I gave this 2 stars.
I gave
Oh,
it.
finally on the same page.
Oh wow.
Did you? What did you do?
I
She
gave
gave
it
it-
3.
oh, okay.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
no,
what
not
did
a
you
5.
think about the fact that did you see anything that had been like disheveled, distressed, burned, anything?
No, and that's why the 2 other stars are missing. That's
They
why
didn't
I
really
didn't give
focus
those.
on his work, like him working, so
They
you couldn't really
did,
see
actually.
what was
You
happening.
couldn't. Yeah. And did he say a story as well?
I can't remember.
Well, that's not good that we can't
Yup.
remember because that means didn't stand out.
Yup.
So
Yeah, they didn't really give him much airtime, to be honest.
They didn't.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
felt
not
like it
really
was that
fair.
way with Botany last year. She didn't get like
She
any
didn't.
airtime.
So didn't Amy didn't either.
right.
Not
Yes,
until
yeah.
what's it called? The
The
reunion.
Oh
Yeah,
my
we didn't
God.
cover that. I know some
We
of you guys were
didn't.
bummed we didn't cover that,
Yeah,
but
that
it would have
looks
just
so
been
intense.
all us just talking
The
about how the
same-
twins are awful.
Mhm, and Amy was just shotting,
Yeah, she
like
got it.
shots fired.
I
She's our
appreciate
girl.
that.
Like, you
Amy.
go, girl. Mhm.
We'll be having Amy back on the after show really soon, so you
Yeah,
guys
I'm
can look
excited to
forward
have
to
her
that.
back.
We got 3 more looks left. Who do you think's next?
Stanley.
Stanley. We all hated this.
Yeah,
All
it
of
looks
us.
out.
Just a shame.
This is where we can
Wah,
hold
wah,
hands.
wah.
Yeah, we all hated this. Yeah.
Is it possible that anyone gave it a 0?
Oh man, I haven't been utilizing that, and I should. But I wouldn't give this a 0 because of all the work that was done.
Very
like he
true.
did do a lot of work. I wrote ugly though. It's the color's not pretty. The fishnet. I mean, like although this stuff is so much work, I don't just because you put a lot of
can't
work into it
appreciate
doesn't
it.
mean that you have to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just it felt like 2 different dresses on top and bottom. And the
Yeah.
burning was so amateur. Like, I could have burned holes better than that. It just looked really bad. Like, of course Alyssa Milano would like it.
I mean, it just looked outdated.
I was gonna say the same thing.
And it's just tacky, too. Sorry, not sorry, but homie, you could have
feel
done
like-
so much better with this. And the color could have been so much different. I didn't understand the top portion and the length. It kind of looked a little too big on her from the top.
It kind of looked like she survived, like, a falling chandelier. It was, like, had actual
Like,
candles in
back
it
in
or
the
something.
days.
Like,
Oh
I'm
my
not really
gosh.
sure.
You know, or someone was just pulling on her top so much that I just...
like, listen. I was thinking it looked like Little House on the Prairie, like their barn got on fire and she's running out of.
That's what you say about all the looks you hate.
Little House on the Prairie.
I also enjoyed how she was like, "You're not gonna burn this on me, are you?" And he's
She-
like, "No," and then he does.
Actually did.
I could. Did you not see that?
No.
The whole top part that's black. He was holding it away from her,
No,
burning
no,
it
no.
on her body. If
Couldn't
I were her,
believe-
I would have been like, "You were absolutely not doing this.
Not
this
allowed.
is not happening. Do this on your dress form, you
Yeah.
asshole. Like, what an asshole."
Yeah,
That's
that's
know?
a shitty move to make.
I mean, I modeled for 10 years of my life, and if someone had ever tried to burn clothes on me,
Yeah.
I probably would have just straight up walked out.
I want
It's,
to
like,
know
messed up.
what like behind the scenes looked like. Fire extinguishers everywhere, probably. Like
Oh,
the fire truck had to
totally.
have been outside because they're going
Probably.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or Anthony, you know, with him praying to baby Jesus. Like, I don't even know how to
didn't
turn on
even
this
say
torch.
We're almost to him.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
up, we have got Melissa. And
Oh, no.
I had to write not good.
Not a fan of this one.
No, the hand thing, you know, it was like the
Oh, was it like the
like
sparkly?
it
I
was like
didn't know
sparkly
what that
denim
was.
that would have been like shredded into like a long strip and just like wrapped around her hand like a
didn't-
cast.
I
I
didn't see that until now.
Yeah, I actually thought it was paint. I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought she went like this.
Like silver paint?
yeah, like sparkly paint, and that was part of the look. But
It's real strange. I did like the styling, the hands that were like dipped in silver.
I did actually like that part of
Yeah.
this outfit.
Yeah.
But it literally looks like she's wearing an actual trash bag. I don't
Yeah,
understand
wrapped
that.
around, and then she just got some rope and made it work
Yeah.
and just went on the street.
Yeah, I had to give this a 1. I think Melissa's really fun and has a good
Mm-hmm.
style, kind of. But this kind of was like, ooh.
Yeah.
ooh.
I gave it a 2 just for the glitter.
I gave it a 2 because she used pants and she made it at least look a little different than all the other dresses. Like, she didn't go standard with the dress. And I
True.
want to see more of her because I feel like she's very creative. Well, they're all very creative, and they all have their own specific style. But I feel like for her, I want to see a little bit more.
Yeah, and she actually did really well in her season. She placed 3rd place in Project
Oh, wow.
Runway.
God,
And she's
yeah.
from LA, so I don't know why she can't get this distress look down better, because you'll see the distress look all over Los Angeles
Mm-hmm. On the
since
pants,
for like
on
the
the
last
jeans.
10 years. You know,
True.
I thought it was really funny when they were like, distressing's coming in. I was like, and like holes in t-shirts. I was like, man, no one's been to LA in a while.
Yeah, right.
Like, what?
Everyone is like cutting their own stuff now.
I feel like it's been like that's been cool since like the mid 2000s, like
Yeah, look at
2005, like
DIY.
band tees.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Or like
you know.
last year, like Kanye's line, how he just it was like a
Oh.
basic white tee and he just cut 2 holes and that was like $3,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you
Right.
kidding me? You could
Some
just do that
people just have
yourself.
such great ideas.
It's Kanye, come on, Kanye.
All right, well, we're down to our last look, Anthony. I gave this 2 stars.
2.
Yeah.
How?
Love distressing stuff, and I was just like, I could tell this was the first time he'd ever distressed anything, and it looked a little too nice. Like, I don't know, I felt like he was trying to meet in the middle of like garbage and like super high fashion, and it just wasn't I didn't hate it the most. I gave it 2 stars. I gave a lot of 1 stars, but it just didn't. I don't feel like it did quite what I wanted to see. But our guest judge Danielle Brooks said that she would have worn that.
She wanted to wear it. Yeah. I think that he actually achieved the balance of being wearable and then still achieving the distressed look. I actually really liked it, and I think it was smart to do. I think he said he literally started out with just the fabric that had the red flower on it, and then he added with coal and burned it as well. Obviously, yeah, burned it as well. And I think it looks really great, actually, and he won. And I think the headpiece was also a very clever piece to add on to the outfit.
Yes, he was the winner.
Yeah.
What about you, Mayte? What did you think?
I really loved this look as well. I felt like he didn't try too hard, and it was very effortlessly made. Knowing that he was panicking so much creating this
I think that's the problem I had, because I didn't feel like there was much of a rhyme or reason. He was just trying to figure out a way to do it that wouldn't look bad to him.
But it worked, you know? Like, that whole concept, it worked for him. And I gave this 5 stars because I felt like this
was almost flew off my head.
I just feel like I couldn't, like, the distressing was minimal and it didn't stand out so much in your face, and the slit on the side was the perfect touch to it. And then the definition here
I
as
could
well.
see you in this dress.
I
can too, actually.
I mean, maybe, but I think because I knew how much he was freaking out, and he's just so funny.
He's so funny.
That
he's
everything.
Definitely my favorite personality.
Yes, that everything just bundled up together. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad he was able to pull this through. So maybe that gave me to, you know, encourage me to give this a 5 stars. But
well,
we'll see. I don't know.
If you guys disagree with us, we'd love to hear who your favorite and least favorite were, because we've had such a divided panel tonight.
Yeah. We have.
Not usual.
Oh my goodness.
2 against 1.
Need Michelle.
Yeah.
I need Michelle
Pretty
back.
much.
Michelle will be on my team. All right, you guys. Well, tell everyone where they can find you on the interwebs.
Yes, you can find me at Hanna Bee Tucker.
And you can find me at Mayte Carrillo _ tweet us. Let us know your thoughts also for next week.
And you can find me at Michael X Shirley on Twitter and Instagram. And check me out every Monday on Marvel TV Weekly. If you're a comic book fan, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like comic book fashion and fashion goes hand in hand. Me and Mayte had a little conversation about that the other night, going through all my comic books, looking at all those
so exciting
sexy supervillains.
Who was I? I can't remember.
You love Black Cat.
Oh yeah,
you like the Black Cat.
I missed
out.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
Great.
Well, thank you guys for sticking around with us, and check out all the other after shows we have here on AfterBuzz. And until then, we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.